Hey everyone, for the DML positions, the accident attorney websites are done, and also the alcohol drug abuse rehab websites are done as well. So the only thing we have now is to start applying. And then as we apply and guys give us phone numbers, we'll be able to plug that in. So for instance, when I'm going through the websites, you see little boxes like this that are empty. That's where the phone number will go. You'll see spots up here which look like a marker for location. That's where the city and the state is going to appear. Okay? So as we go through it, we're going to get that information. We're going to be able to put that stuff up in there and that'll fill in the blanks. But these sites are otherwise, they're just hot. I really, really like the stack of sites we've created and what they're all about. And so it's a great way for us to put everything out there, see what's hitting, what's not, and then circle everything around through that strategy. I mean, we now have the ability to do that so easily. So we can go through lots and lots of combinations in order to see what's hitting the best, what's the most interesting to people. Having said that, what I want to say is that we also have, of course, the tracking embedded, and we're going to set the goals for the pages as well. As soon as we have the phone numbers in place, right? That way we can say these are priorities, and that includes clicking the phone numbers. But that's not anything. So, yeah, everything is done. And so we're just, we're going to go and start applying. And so guys are going to say yes, and we're going to decide the locations, and we're going to match them in. For all of you guys who do have positions out there, we're going to go through and either we're using the county you signed up with because it's a good choice of county, or if it's not on our list of best counties within your price range, then we're going to move you to a different county simply because it's better for both of us to do it, right? Now, many of these templates, they look similar, but that's because they're going to be pointed at entirely different cities, so Google could care less. They're obviously approaching entirely different markets, okay? But having said that, these are hot sites. They're really, really good. And I love this idea. Now, by the way, we also have a few other things that we're throwing in here. As soon as we have the phone numbers and stuff in place, we're going to throw in a call to action. So as people scroll down, there's going to be a bar down here that just floats out of the way on the page, out of the readable area, but it's always there saying, whenever you're ready, call us now with a phone number, that kind of thing. So it's a call to action bar that floats. There's also the welcome pop-up, which basically when the page loads, count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000 pop-up appears. And that pop-up can have any combination of things on it that we want. And that's where we're going to make the most important point about, hey, if you need any assistance, give us a call. Now, we'll do pop-ups on some of the sites because sometimes I don't like the idea of pop-ups, but we're going to study and see the effects that it has on the market. I think if the market is really looking for direction, like what do I need to know, should I choose you or not, the pop-up can be a great idea for simplifying what it is they're trying to figure out all through the website. So the website's used to get you to rank for all the keywords in order to deliver the pop-up experience. So that'll go on some of the websites. Other websites will use an exit pop-up. That means people will not see a pop-up and they can go through the sites, do everything they're doing, and only if they go to leave the site, then a pop-up appears. That's the last chance where we try to get their attention on the way out the door, right? So that'll also go on a number of the websites. What's the point? Well, you know how we have the web pages monitor themselves? That includes monitoring those pop-ups and how people are reacting to them. And so by doing that, we're going to be able to actually track, we're going to let the web pages track how people interact with those pop-ups. And then for anyone who happens to click that call to action slider on the side, we're also going to see that. So we're just going to track human behavior. As soon as we get accepted and start putting stuff out, we'll track human behavior. And then we're also going to create a lot more pages. We're just going to drip feed them into the websites in the background that are just information-based web pages. And because of the way we have our interlinking through the paragraphs and the sections, that, like in here in the paragraphs, then wherever a phrase matches a page name, it'll become hyperlinkable right on the spot. So you could click it and it'll take you to that exact page. Like if settlement negotiation is written in here somewhere, blah, 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 or settlement negotiation, da, 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 da. Settlement negotiation will be hyperlinked, and it will click to that page immediately if you go to click it. The point of that is that Google loves that SEO built into the paragraphs. In the old days, this was incredibly hard to do. We had to do it manually. We read from the top of the page to the bottom, and we kept glancing at the wording and glancing up here and trying to memorize these and look for the closest approximates. Or what would you do? You would take these and just do a Control F and start in attorneys nearby. And you would go find wherever you can. Aha, here, attorneys nearby, right? That matches that. So then we'd manually go in there and create a hyperlink that points to this and try to make sure not to misprint the URL or something. But that was then. That was extremely hard to do. It was a pain. You'd go one page after the next and check every one of the links, making sure you've matched and hopefully created the right links and then test them. That was hard to do. Now we put in the list of domain names and hit go. And doesn't matter how many pages there are. Our remote control system goes through every single page and compares all the wording and all the paragraphs to the menu links. And it just does it at the rate of like 3 websites a second. So it's fast. And it just takes care of that interlinking. So then Google sees the interlinking and it sees that deliberate, controlled ease of navigation, right? All throughout the website. Stuff like that just ranks websites higher, SEO. I remember doing videos where I'd show you guys like an average news page. Take your favorite news media and read some article. And notice how many hyperlinks there are that leave that page and go anywhere. Some of them go to other pages inside the site. Some go to pages outside the site. Inside the site, that's called internal linking. Outside the site is external linking. So either way you look at it, the score gets higher as it's being used because it's efficient to read, and then see a hyperlink where you could click it for more information. You don't have to glance back up and look at the menu to see if there's a page like that. You can just simply go, oh, where's this point to, and click it and continue your reading, right? Google loves seeing when sites do that, and we can now do it so efficiently, right? So our ability to compete with the competitors is out of this world. We can create the contents quickly now. We can make them excellent, and we can get approved, get phone numbers and stuff. But then we can go create things like internal linking. We can improve the verbiage and the menu links. We can do just a whole host of things. We can make changes to the sentences. We can make changes to words. We can use masking. So not only do we use company information that can rank the pages because it's in the source code, but we can, if somebody says, I don't want to be part of it, or someone else says, look, I'm willing to pay a higher premium, we decide to switch. We don't have to recreate all the contents and have Google do a whole dip and raise again. We can just mask so that when the page loads, it just puts up the new business name, address, and phone right then and there. So people will just see the new information instantly the moment we do it. You could refresh the page and it goes from the old to the new, just like that. So, and that's at the rate of like 3 websites a second. So absolutely great control now. Looking at this, that's all these accident attorney sites. I really dig them. I think they're awesome. And then getting from here to, what was I going to say? The drug and alcohol abuse, right? Drug and alcohol abuse. Where's that? I've got a bunch of things here. Aha. So we've got the same kind of concept. Again, big button where the phone number will go. As soon as we get assigned a phone number, and that'll be clickable on a mobile phone, right? Contents are here. Pages are generated. The templates are all different. It's absolutely great control, okay? So we're going to be able to show these off to the alcohol and drug abuse guys and let them say, this is awesome, make change A, B, and C, which is great because the kind of changes they want are usually going to apply to all the websites. So as some guys give us some kind of feedback, we'll just use that to update all the websites whenever it makes sense, right? And just keep moving forward with it, okay? So yeah, just letting you know, these things are done. They're written differently. It's awesome. They have a different number of pages on the different websites, and they're about different aspects of the thing. As far as Google's concerned, different human beings wrote these. You know, they are not at all spin tags. Nothing about them follows the same format. They are from the ground up. They totally branch off in different directions, even though they're talking about the same thing. So that's just like any other site out there that was written properly. I'm very excited. Okay, just letting you know, this is up and going now. And anything we do from here is just icing on the cake. So what I need to do is match. So first, I'll get approved. Then we'll make sure to match that listing of cities for you guys. And then I'll make sure that matches in your DML account, Decrypt My Leads account. And then I'll probably have you guys, as a matter of fact, do this. If you've got a position, go get a momentcrm.com account, right? Get one. They're free until you're using enough logs to make it like $25 a month, okay? Momentcrm.com, okay? Go get an account there. And what I need from you is the whole enchilada. I need the team ID, which we use for the coding, in the snippets, and I need your username and pass, okay, to get in there. So just be aware of that. This might even be an email address, so just be aware of it. You know, use a unique pass for it. But the point is, that way I can attach your Moment CRMs to each of the projects. But still, we need access if you want us to monitor, and of course you want us to monitor, and that's the point. Because by us monitoring, we can see quickly, you know, the experiences users are having. We can see quickly if there's anything we should adjust, right? So we definitely want access to that. For those of you that don't get one, we'll just use our group one. But the group one, it's got websites from everywhere in it. So to make it easier for us to navigate and find the hits to your websites, go ahead and do this. This is just going to be a nice thing for you to do and a good thing for us. Okay, there you go. Just letting you know, we're at that point. How long is it going to take for them to approve us? I don't know. Whenever they get to us in the queue and say, hey, make these changes, and then we'll make them and resubmit. Then they'll say, excellent, make those changes, and we'll make them and resubmit. Then they'll say, okay, that's awesome. Like they're probably going to have us do, as a matter of fact, I haven't done it yet, but it's so easy. The disclaimer concept, something that goes in the footer, terms of use or whatever, that you can click on, or a phrase that we can pop up, and it'll be here. It'll be the clickable link or the phrase, and it's going to just say, hey, we're not a legal office, right? We are not a law firm. In this case, we're not an alcohol and drug abuse company, right? The best we can do is help you get matched to whoever it is you need to get matched to, you know, for your situation. Okay? All right, I think that makes sense. And so, yeah, we're going to have our pop-ups, click or call to action slider, everything else. And, yeah, this phone number will be replaced with one that they assign us, you know, all that kind of thing. And so how this works just depends on the guys giving us the access. There's going to be some kind of a dashboard in each case. So we'll just connect that stuff to you as the stuff goes live, right? And that way you'll be able to see it. I'm probably going to have the programmer DML actually start plugging in some of these fields inside your DML account. And that way it's just all organized. So like the Moment CRM account, you could go in there and update your profile and stick it in, right? We can go in there and enter in how it is that you can get access to see, you know, like the call log. And you've already got your Moment CRM account, so you can go in there and see that, right? Because you're giving us access. Okay. All right. I think this is starting to make some real sense. Okay. Yeah, as things happen and we get paid, of course, we'll just go back through you guys and make sure you all plugged in payment information through PayPal. But we can expand on that. Like if we're doing some other kind of payment information, for those of you guys who have a Stripe account, you can attach a bank account to your Stripe. So we'd be able to pay you from Stripe to Stripe, and then you could just withdraw to your bank. So that's also a really good way to go. You know, if you ask, what about Venmo? I haven't attached Venmo. I created an account last summer. I just haven't gotten to it. I never used Venmo, but I don't see why we can't make use of Venmo. Do I really want to have 20 payment methods? No, because then the money that gets paid to us doesn't come through them all. They will only come to us one way. So we're going to have to send money here, and then send more money here, and then send more money here, and send more money here. And it's better if we could do that through fewer channels rather than more. But we'll accommodate to some degree for sure. You know, and for those of you, especially if we find that that really helps. Like if you're overseas and it's easier to use Venmo after all, then we can do that. You know, but I think the biggest catch-all is Stripe. I think those of you that do not have an account with Stripe, go get one. Stripe, I think it's stripe.com. Go there and get an account. And that's a really good way to go. All right. Yeah, this is getting to be extremely exciting. We're right on the cusp. All we have to do is get approved and get those forwarding phone numbers with whatever the changes are to the sites. We know we're in business at that point. All right, yeah, I'm getting really excited. Most of the networks out there are going to be able to give us some advice. We're going to see who's performing the best, how things are going, and we can shift. You know, anytime we feel like, okay, let's go from A to B, we can just take the stack of websites that are not on that channel and just do our masking routine to flip it to that channel. It's not hard at all. So this is cool. We are as flexible as we need to be to provide whatever anyone wants, to switch to the guys that we like the most, and just keep moving. All right, I love it. Talk to you soon.